Hi, I'm Rob from MMC, and in this series of videos we're going to show you how to get the most from your hosting package. This first video is going to cover logging into your control panel, how to create email boxes, forwarders, aliases and everything that relates to email, how to manage the files that are on your web hosting, and also how to unlock FTP for cases where you'd like to upload your website from a different package. Firstly, if you open your browser of preference, so here I'm using Firefox, we need to go to cp.mendmycomputer.co.uk. When you sign up for a hosting package with us, you will be given a password along with your domain name, and you use these details to log into your account. You can choose to remember you if it's on a trusted computer. Then for security you have to complete the Kafka to prove that you're a human. Upon logging into the control panel, you'll be presented with various sections showing different icons. Now these can vary depending on what package you've chosen with us, your package being shown on the right hand side here. On this package we can see that we're entitled to 5 mailboxes and we currently got 0 created. So to create a mailbox, we simply click on Mailboxes under Email, then choose an email address to create, hit the Add button, and then we see our new mailbox here. When you hover over the password, it's going to show you the password for this mailbox. To add more mailboxes, simply scroll again to the top, put in your new mailbox and hit Add. When we hit the limit on mailboxes, then it's going to present a warning message to us. So I've gone ahead here and made some extra mailboxes, and now when we try to add a 6th mailbox and we hit the Add button, we get the message to notify us that we're obviously above our quota. To return, we can just hit the home button or simply click to go back. I'll also briefly touch on send-only addresses. You may have sometimes received emails from your bank or somewhere that may come from do not reply at and then the domain, meaning that they're emails that you use to send out but don't actually receive any email. If you've got a need for this, such as order receipt, something relating to sales or something of that nature that you don't want any responses coming back, then you create a send-only address. These work exactly the same as a normal mail account, apart from they can't receive email. And here you can specify the password at the time of creating the email. So do not reply, create your password here. And this account can only be used to send email. Obviously, as you can see from this warning, this does count as one of your mailboxes as far as quantities go. To set up forwarding or aliases, simply click on the icon. Then you'll be presented with this page. This is where you can have emails. So let's say you've got the email already exists called Dave at, and some people like to email you on David at by mistake. So we simply put in David at this side and then where we want it to be redirected to. So in this case, Dave at webuildwebsites.co.uk, and then essentially David is just an alias of Dave, because all emails sent to either name will arrive in the Dave at mailbox. You will notice you've got multiple here. We've actually got 10 possible destination addresses, so you can even have email forward to another email address which isn't attached on to this domain. This isn't recommended practice, however. When you're ready, just hit create, and then your forwarder will show down here. To delete the forwarder / alias, just simply come down to the bottom, tick the delete box and hit modify. That's it for email forwarding and aliases. Now I'll show you autoresponders. So autoresponders, as the name suggests, is a way for you to automatically respond to emails that you receive in. So it may be that you've got an email, for example, contact at, which you ask people to email for a bit more information, and then you'll have an auto response that will automatically be generated and sent back. So we create a subject for this. And we put in the main body of our message here. We can also have that once the auto response has been sent, that the original email is forwarded on to someone else. So we might want contact at to send a message that says, this is our product range, with a load of information. And then we may want the original sender's email forwarded to sales. And we can specifically choose to enable it on a certain date and have it disable on a certain date. Obviously the date format's slightly different to what you might be used to, but fairly self-explanatory. If we leave these blank, it'll take effect permanently. To delete, we just simply, the same as on other ones, highlight the delete option, hit modify. You've also got the option of just disabling. So if we disable this auto response, it's not going to be enabled. This could be handy if you've set an auto response just to say that you're on annual leave and due back at a certain time. Then you can simply come and enable and disable it to suit. So if you've got your new hosting package, probably one thing that you'll be looking to do is actually upload a website or create a website. To drop files onto your hosting directly, you can just choose to go into the file manager here, and you can go into your public HTML directory, which is where users will be dropped to whenever they're visiting your website. So we've got an index.html file here at the moment, which, as I'll show you in a minute, is a very plain, just welcome image. But to upload files, we simply browse to the directory in question, choose to upload, and choose the files from your local machine. Many people prefer to use FTP, and I will again cover that shortly. To show you this content, first of all, if we return to the home screen, at any time you can view what your website looks like by visiting the temporary website address here. So here's our contents of our index HTML page, fairly bland at the moment, as you can see. To upload to the website using FTP, you're going to need to know some details. If you scroll down to this section here, unlock FTP, we can choose to unlock for a certain time frame, one for 1 day, 7 days, 28 days. You'll see these aren't recommended just because of the security risks of leaving FTP open on your site. Obviously the most preferred is just for 1 hour when you're actually uploading. Or another secure method is if you know that you're on a fixed IP address on the internet, then you can put in your IP address here and choose to permanently unlock just your IP address. In order to log into your FTP, you'll need to provide the details that are here. So the username will always be your domain name, and your password by default is hidden until you click on it here. The FTP address, so long as your DNS has been configured, will be this. If you've got any issues using that, then just use the direct IP address here. I'm not going to cover the use of an FTP client in this video, but the FTP client we'd recommend is FileZilla, which is freely available. But if you'd like any more information or any help on this stage, then you can obviously get in touch with us either via email or via the phone. In the next video, we'll look at covering off some of the other sections that we got in here. Web stats. It's only really useful once you've got a website up and running to have a look at what's happening with your website, where your visitors are coming from, etc. Web tools, very, very helpful for managing your SQL databases and for setting up any website redirections if you need them. But most importantly, to somebody creating a new website, we'll cover some of the basics here where you can deploy a CMS solution, which is a content management solution that enables somebody with relatively little IT experience to actually develop and create and maintain your own website. And all of these are readily available on most packages for you to deploy, including common ones such as WordPress and Joomla.